Yeah, definitely.
I call this meeting of the Kansas State University Student Senate to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call.
Hi guys. So before I get started, if I mispronounce your name, first off, I'm incredibly sorry. And then if you could just come and see me after Senate so I can kind of fix that or kind of find a different way to pronounce it or whatever, I greatly appreciate it. So, Adams. Here. Alberts. Anderson. Here. Sorry, I'm so used to the other one. Armstrong. Belk. Here. Bergson. Here. Bowler. Here. Bothwell. Here. Bowen. Here. Brown. Here. Carpenter. Here. Cole. Here. Cole Glazer. Maybe? Okay. Cruz. Here. Davis. Here. DeMoranville. Here. Dunfield. Here. Filbert. Gammon. Here. Grover. Here. Hammond. Here. Harp. Here. Heatherman. Here. Hildreth. Here. Hotfinger. Kidd. Here. Klein. King. Conrad. Kulkarni. Here. Leverett. Here. Mari. Here. Morgan. Here. Needry. Here. Orth. Here. Orzechowski, sorry. I said it like 7 times before that. Orzechowski, are you here? No? Okay, well, never mind then. Pelton? Penny? Here. Pitts? Here. Porter? Here. Riffle? Here. Rifle? I don't know. Roman? Smith? Spellman? Here. Spencer? Here. Sullivan? Here. Thomas? Here. Chumlin? Here. Tuttle? Here. Valdez? Here. Wessel? Here. Wilhelm? Here. Yoganandan.
She's here. She went absent.
Okay, that's fine. All right, thanks. Sorry.
All right. With that, we'll move into first open period. Our first open period speakers for today come from the Veteran Student Organization, Adam Kramer and Mike Bauer.
Sorry, we got it back.
Hello. Hi, I'm Mike Bauer. I am currently the content manager in the Veteran Student Organization. I was served 5 years active duty in the United States Air Force. I'm a marketing major and sales as well.
And I'm Adam Kramer. I'm a senior in construction science management. I'm good with Mike. I served 4 years in the U.S. Navy, and I'm the event coordinator of the Veteran Student Organization.
If you could use the mic, that'd be great. We're live streaming, so in order for the live stream to catch it up. No, you're great.
All right.
So for those of you who don't know what the Veteran Student Organization does, we are the on-campus organization that helps Kansas State student veterans transition from being in the military to student life, and eventually from student life onto the professional workforce. And so what we do exactly is we provide a larger sense of community to the student veterans, as well as academic support, as well as a social outlet for them as well during their time at Kansas State.
So we came to talk to you guys about our upcoming fundraiser, the CrossFit Team Challenge. It's April 28th at 8:30 a.m., and we will be hosting a Murph workout. Let me tell you a little bit about the Murph workout. It's named after Lieutenant Michael Murphy, who was a U.S. Navy SEAL and a Medal of Honor recipient who died in action in Afghanistan. The Murph consists of Waters Quad, where we'll do our pull-ups, push-ups, and squats, and then we'll have the mile run through campus. If you'd like to participate, you can register at our website, kstatevso.com, or in person the day of the event. And starting tomorrow, we will be running a special for non-student teams of $20 for the team, so $4 a pop if you do five participants. Or if you're a student team, it'll only be $10 per team. So, do you guys have any questions on that?
Are there any questions for our first open period speakers? Yes, question, Senator Sullivan.
How many people can be on our team?
Up to 5, but even if you want to do it by yourself, 1 to 5. Yeah, no. We've both done one of these. It's awful.
It really is. By yourself, it'll take like 4 hours for some people, 2 hours for others.
No.
Further questions? If not, thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you very much.
With that, our first item of business is approval of the minutes. The minutes were distributed. Are there any corrections to the minutes? If not, is there a motion to approve the minutes? Senator Valdez?
I move to approve the minutes. Second.
It is moved and seconded to approve the minutes. If there are no objections, the minutes will be approved as distributed. With that, we'll move into announcements. Announcements are included with the agenda. This week, I got a couple of announcements I want to hit on real quick. First, tonight we're electing the Speaker of the Student Senate. So I will go through that process a little while later once we dive into that. But I just want to mention that we will start the election process tonight, and we will finish it up next week. And then next week we will be electing the Speaker Pro Tempore of the Student Senate, and that will follow the election of the Speaker of the Student Senate. Applications for Cabinet, Executive Committee, or SGA Treasurer are included with the agenda. If you're interested, there's contact information for each of those positions. And then also for some there's informational sessions. So I'd encourage you to look into and consider some of those positions as well. Proxies tonight, Cole for Martin, Cruz for Karamali, Mari for Kodira, and Bothwell for Jabin. And then I also wanted to include real quick SGA's attendance policy. But before we dive into that, I want to talk about proxies real quick. So for those of you that were at the Student Senate training before this, there was a little bit of discussion about that. The proxy form is in the email with the first draft of the agenda, and that typically comes out either late Monday night or early Tuesday morning. So if you're not going to be at Senate on Thursday, I'd ask that you please fill out the proxy form, even if you're not sure if your absence will be excused. And so that gives us a chance to make sure to keep track of attendance, but then also if you're not going to be here and your absence is excused, we can assign a proxy, which is someone who will vote in your place. So if you fill out that form, we can assign that, so that way your absence gets excused and your vote gets counted that meeting. Are there any questions on the proxy form? Yes, Senator Spellman.
What time do those need to be filled out?
Yes, proxy forms need to be filled out by 24 hours in advance of the meeting. So that is Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Other questions? All right, one question that may come up is how do I get an excused absence? So SGA's attendance policy is included in point number 5 of the announcements. scheduled class, study sessions, reviews, and exams are all excused absence. Each student senator and intern is allowed one excused absence per semester to be taken for academic purposes other than a class, study, review, or exam. And those are tracked. And then also, all regular meetings of other student orgs or scheduled work are unexcused absences. And all other reasons are considered on an individual basis. And an absence will be considered unexcused if it's not filled out on the proxy form 24 hours in advance. And then the last little bullet there, a total of 3 unexcused absences shall be grounds for expulsion. A total of 3 unexcused absences from committee meetings shall also be grounds for expulsion. So how that works is an unexcused absence, one unexcused absence means you've missed 2 roll calls. So there's a roll call at the beginning of a meeting and a roll call at the end. And so if you miss 2 of those, that will count as 1 unexcused absences. So you're allowed to miss 5 roll calls before any action is taken for attendance at Student Senate. So are there any questions about any of that? I went through that kind of fast. It's included in the agenda if I went too quickly. Upcoming events calendar, just a few things going on this week. TFSC will meet, that's the Tuition and Fee Strategy Committee, will meet at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. And then we'll have another Student Senate training next Thursday at 6 p.m., followed by the second Student Senate meeting of the semester. The week following, 24th, also TFSC at 6 p.m. No Student Senate training on the 26th, and that will happen during the Senate meeting that week. And that will be the 3rd and final Student Senate meeting of the semester before summer break. So with that, our quote of the week is from Aristotle, is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. So with that, we'll continue on with our agenda to installation of the student body president and student body vice president.
I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of student body president and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Government Association.
I do.
I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of student body vice president and will do to the best of my ability to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Government Association.
I do.
All right, with that, we'll move into installation of the 2018-2019 Student Senate. So how we're going to do this is we're going to go college by college with each group coming forward. So if I could get the senators for the College of Agriculture to please come forward. Reed, you might hold up a second. Yeah, if you guys just want to line up right here. Grad students will be in a second. So if I call your college, I apologize, grad students come at the end. If you guys want to line up right here, that would be great. You guys are the guinea pigs for everybody else. So if you would raise your right hand and say, I will at the end. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Student Senator and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association.
I will.
Awesome. With that, we're going to introduce yourself to the Student Senate body. Name, major, hometown, favorite smell.
All right. So my name's Carl Wilhelm. I'm from Holton, Kansas. I'm a junior in agriculture economics, and my favorite smell is pretty simple. It's just vanilla.
My name is Jake Wessel. I'm a sophomore in ag business. I'm from Cedar Point, Kansas, and my favorite smell is medium rare steak.
I'm Sarah Gammon, and I'm a sophomore in ag econ. I'm from Drexel, Missouri, and my favorite smell is probably like pine trees in the mountains when you go camping.
I'm Sarah Neatery from Great Bend, Kansas. I'm a junior in agricultural economics. And my favorite smell was going to be anything my mom made since he took the steak one.
Good evening. My name is Nils Bergstein. I'm a junior here studying agribusiness from Holton, Kansas, and my favorite smell would be new car scent.
All right, College of Architecture. Right, there you go. All right. Please say I will at the end. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Student Senator and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association. Awesome. Name, major, hometown, favorite smell.
My name is Ayana Belk. My major is architecture. Well, it's going to be landscape architecture next year. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, and my favorite smell is wet wood chips.
Thank you. What's next on my list? What college is next?
It's like arts and science.
Arts and Sciences. Here we go. Come on up. Arts and Sciences.
Oh boy. Then it's business, and then is it human economics or is it engineering?
It's business.
No, after business.
No, it's education.
Education. And then it's engineering.
Please raise your right hand. Please raise your right hand and say I will at the end. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Student Senator and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association. Awesome. Take it away.
My name's Emma D. Moranville. I'm a sophomore in communication studies, and my favorite smell is like the pages of new books.
My name's Saiba Grover. I'm a sophomore studying medical biochemistry, biology, and pre-med. My favorite smell is lavender.
My name's Nathan Bothwell. I'm a freshman studying political science pre-law, and my favorite smell is a Hershey's Cookies and Cream bar.
I'm Drew Davis. I'm a sophomore studying economics. And my favorite smell is cinnamon.
I'm Katie Sullivan. I'm a junior studying social work, and my favorite smell is walking into Hobby Lobby.
My name is Faith Tuttle. I'm a sophomore in political science and international studies with a minor in leadership. I'm from Gove, Kansas, and my favorite smell would have to be rain, but like in the country because rain in the city kind of smells.
Hi, my name is Bailey Porter. I'm a senior studying medical biochemistry pre-medicine from Overland Park, Kansas. My favorite smell is probably, Faith kind of took mine, mine's like the smell of asphalt after rain. So
kind of the opposite.
I guess, yeah.
Hi, my name is Victor Valdez. I'm a junior studying economics with a minor in computer science. And my favorite smell, I recently bought a new computer, and like when you open the package, especially a computer, it's like smells really good, and then it just looks really good too. So.
Hi, my name is Michael Everett. I'm a junior majoring in social sciences, and my favorite smell is like walking into a bakery, like that fresh bread, cinnamon roll smell.
Hi, my name is Haley Spellman. I'm a junior in political science and communication studies. I'm from Emporia, Kansas, and my favorite smell is coffee.
Hi, my name is Nathan Anderson, and I'm a junior from Shawnee, Kansas. I'm studying economics history, and I did that out of order, but that's all right. And my favorite smell is vanilla.
Hi, my name is Jack Dunfield. I'm a sophomore from Leawood, Kansas, studying biological anthropology, and my favorite smell is fresh cut grass.
All right, College of Business. All right, please raise your right hand and say I will at the end. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Student Senator and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association. Awesome. With that, name, major, hometown, favorite smell.
My name is Vedant Kulkarni. My major, I'm currently in general studies in College of Business. I'm from Mumbai, India, and my favorite smell is smell of chicken tikka masala.
How's it going, guys? My name's Avery. I'm a sophomore studying finance. I'm from Prairie Village, Kansas, and then my favorite smell is that like black ice sort of like car freshener.
My name's Hannah Heatherman. I'm also a sophomore studying finance, and I'm a minor in music. I'm from Ottawa, Kansas, and my favorite smell is Dreft, like the baby laundry detergent. So.
Hi guys, my name is Madison Brown. I'm a freshman studying finance, and I'm from Shawnee, Kansas, and my favorite smell is whenever you walk into Good Sense and it's just like fresh bread.
Hi guys, I'm Victoria Orth. I'm a sophomore in accounting, and I'm from the tiny town of Andall, Kansas, and my favorite smell is the smell of a chlorine pool.
Hey guys, I'm Alec Hildreth, junior in marketing from El Dorado, Kansas, and like someone else said, definitely coffee is my favorite smell.
Hi, my name is Sai Mari. I'm from Overland Park, Kansas. I'm a sophomore doing business finance and data analytics, and my favorite smell is cocoa butter.
College of Education. We'll catch you next week. All right, please raise your right hand and say "I will" at the end. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of student senator and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association.
I will.
Awesome. Name, major, hometown, favorite smell.
My name is Caitlin Morgan. I'm a secondary ed and English major from Liberal, Kansas, and my favorite smell is the smell of lilacs.
Hi guys, my name is Shelby Carpenter. I am a junior from Wichita, Kansas. I'm studying elementary education and political science, and I'd have to say my favorite smell is like right after the first snow, like hopefully in December. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. College of Engineering. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of student senator and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association. Awesome, great. Name, major, hometown, favorite smell.
Hey guys, my name is Mariana Cruz. I'm from Shawnee, Kansas, and my favorite smell is coffee.
Hi, my name is Carson Chumland. I'm a freshman in chemical engineering from Topeka, Kansas, and my favorite smell is when our chef makes red velvet cupcakes with cream cheese frosting.
My name's Ethan Hammond. I'm a junior studying mechanical engineering from Wakefield, Kansas, and my favorite smell would be a wood shop.
Hey, my name's Jansen Penny from Burlington, Colorado, studying mechanical engineering, and my favorite smell is probably silage.
My name's Jonathan Cole. I'm a senior in mechanical engineering. I'm from Wichita, Kansas, and my favorite smell is, if you know what it is, it's frankincense. They have it around Christmas time, so.
Hey everyone, my name is Donnie Riffle. I'm a sophomore from Stockton, Kansas, studying computer science with a minor in business. And my favorite smell has to be like cinnamon apples, so like an apple pie.
Hi, my name is Aryan Tayal. I'm a freshman in computer engineering. I'm from Overland Park, Kansas, and my favorite smell would have to be when you get a fresh set of new tires.
College of Human Ecology. Please raise your right hand and say "I will" at the end. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of student senator and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association. I will. Awesome. Name, major, hometown, favorite smell.
Hi everyone, my name is Tyron Bowen. I am a senior studying human development and family sciences pre-law, and I am from Wichita, Kansas. My favorite scent would probably be gasoline.
Hi guys, I'm Anna Spencer, and I'm from Wichita, Kansas, studying kinesiology for pre-med, and my favorite smell would be rain.
Graduate school, I think, is next. Please raise your right hand and say I will at the end. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Student Senator and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association. I will.
My name is Russell Harp. I'm from Garden City, Kansas. I'm a grad student in counseling and student development, and my favorite scent is probably fresh cut grass.
Hi guys, my name is Sammy Thomas. I am a graduate student in counseling student development, and my favorite smell is any baby product made by Johnson & Johnson.
Hi, my name is Mohana and I'm from India. I'm doing my master's in grain science, and my favorite smell would be all scents from Bath and Body Works.
Good evening, Wildcats. My name is Marcus Kidd. I am a doctoral student in the Student Affairs program within the College of Education. Originally born and raised in Manhattan, Kansas. Haven't left. And my favorite scent, it's a new one. It's by Airwick. It's called Summer Delight, which is a combination of white flowers, melon, and vanilla.
All right, is there anybody we missed? All right, sweet. We'll keep moving with our agenda then. Yeah. So with that, there are no commendations or approval of appointments on the agenda. No committees met this week, so I assume there's no committee reports. Any directors' reports? Student Body President Keel. Friendly reminder, you only have 5 minutes.
We've only got 2 things for everyone tonight. So I just first want to say welcome to everyone that's here. Those who came back, thanks for coming back. And everyone that's new, interns incoming, anyone from AFP, everyone else, we're really glad to have you here. Also, we have 2 things. So the Out of the Darkness Walk is this Saturday from 10 to 2. And we still really need some volunteers for that. So if you're looking to have your first SGA volunteer experience, this is really great. It's just tabling. You can sign up for an hour, sign up with a friend, whatever you want. It'll be super simple questions. Don't stress about it. So if you want to do that, come see me or shoot me a text and I'll get you signed up. And then the second thing is that cabinet applications, like Jonathan said, are due on the 20th. But I also wanted to mention to this group that if you do decide to apply and go to cabinet, you will drop your Senate seat. So just keep that in mind when you're applying. And we also really want to stress that you guys can do a lot of the projects here in Student Senate. So don't feel like you have to give up your Student Senate seat to be able to work on some of the things that we want to do in cabinet. So any questions?
Questions for Student Body President Keel? Senator Bothwell?
What are some of the cabinet positions that you guys have right now? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so we have a lot that basically any of the cabinet positions that were in this past year. So athletics director, student support director, academic affairs. There's a long list. If you go on the application, each of them are described. So you can look at their descriptions and also what they do. And then there's also a chance to make your own. So if there's something you really want.
Further questions? If not, thank you very much.
Exactly.
Are there any further director's reports? If not, we will move into general orders, nominations for the Speaker of the Student Senate. Before we dive into that real quick, I want to go over the process that we're going to see this week and next week. So tonight we're going to accept nominations. Nominations require a second. And then after that, all nominated candidates who receive a second will have 10 minutes to make a speech to present their campaign. And that will follow be followed by questions on their platforms. Each candidate will leave the room when they're not speaking in front of us. Any questions on any of that? All right, and then we will postpone everything till next week, where we will pick up the process with a review of the campaign speech, and then debate on candidates and voting. So with that, are there any nominations for Speaker of the Student Senate? Senator Bothwell?
I nominate Faith Tuttle to be Speaker of the Student Body Senate.
Second.
It is moved and seconded for Faith Tuttle to be nominated. Do you accept, Faith?
Yes.
Sweet. Senator Neadery?
I nominate Ryan Kelly. Second.
It is moved and seconded to nominate Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly, do you accept?
Yes.
Awesome. With that, are there further nominations for Speaker of the Student Senate? If not, will you two both come forward, please? Come on to the front, please. Yep. Pick a number between 1 and 10. The closest to the number that I just told Caitlin. We'll get to go first.
8.
2.
All right, 8 is it.
Okay.
With that, Ryan, if you want to, you can feel free to take your laptop, whatever you need. We'll get you out of CSI in a second.
Thanks.
Sweet. Faith,
All right.
you have 10 minutes.
Sounds good. All right. Hello, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Faith Tuttle. I'm majoring in political science and international studies with a minor in leadership. And this will actually be my 3rd year in SGA, and I decided to run for speaker. So I have a lot of different ideas of things that I would like to do in this role. And the first thing I would like to do is create the position of communications director or liaison. So one thing the communications liaison would be in charge of is social media. So currently we don't have anyone in charge of social media. Last year we just had like a really incredible person just take over that role, but it hasn't been defined at all, and it wasn't, of course, part of her job description. So which is great, but I think it would be very beneficial just to have the responsibility given in an official capacity so that we really can focus on outreach and getting this done. So I really think that this position will help increase SGA's presence and outreach to the student body. So just a disclaimer, not to confuse people with like the public relations director in the executive branch. They're in charge of like, you know, just the communication for that branch in particular set by the Constitution and bylaws. So this would be all of the senators, like all of the senators, so like all of the legislative body, the judicial, all the branches, that's what this position would be in charge of. So social media will be a huge part of what they do, but they would also help with like the SGA newsletter, helping promote SGA events, tabling if we do that, things like that. So I think it'd just be a good position for the sake of outreach. I think outreach is incredibly important and it's something that SGA has really kind of struggled with in the past. Since Senate passed legislation this past year to restructure the intern program, and I think that's really going to help. But I think we need to take it a step further and to have better outreach, and that will just bridge the gap between SGA and the student body. So my second one is accessibility. So currently we online stream all of our meetings, which I think is great. So if a student like has an issue that they are really passionate about, they can watch it for 10 minutes, or if they just want to know what Senate does. However, a lot of people don't know about this resource, which is kind of sad. So I think we really need to increase, just promote this resource to students by social media. So, for instance, just having like a Facebook post every week saying, hey, Senate is about to start. If you'd like to watch, just click the link and have it right there, just so this resource is available to students and they know about it. I also think that we need to better promote various ways to contact SGA. So for example, I think we need to better promote SGA office hours. So I was in SGA last year, of course, and I would consider myself a pretty involved senator, and I had no idea when the office hours were. And so, and if I don't know, how are people not in SGA supposed to know? So I think office hours are just really important for students to have an avenue to contact someone if they want to get involved in SGA, if they have a question, if they have an issue. And so I think this is really important and something that we really need to promote, so students will know about this resource, and that line of communication between SGA and the student body will be open and accessible. Additionally, I think we should better promote how to contact SGA senators. So a lot of people don't know who their senators are, and they don't even know how to contact them, which
we're chosen to represent them. You know, they're our constituents. So I really think we need to work on that and make sure that they're more accessible to the student body. So there are several ways that I think that we can do this. So on SGA's website, under the legislative branch, it just lists like all the senators. I think we could turn that into like a contact directory and have like just providing the emails and the ways to contact your senators, I think would be just a small way to just make SGA more accessible to the students so they know, hey, this is how you contact your senators. In addition, I think college caucuses are really underutilized, and I think it would be extremely easy to use the caucuses for outreach purposes and just send, you know, like a monthly email. This is how you contact your senators. This is what we're doing in SGA, and these are some ways that you can get involved this month. I think would just be just really, really good to make that more accessible, and so people do know who their senators are. And I would work with the Speaker Pro Temp to make that possible. So then my third platform is education. So we have a lot of new, fresh faces in SGA, which is amazing, and I'm so excited for this year. I think education is going to be really important this year, just so we can be the best, you know, most prepared, you know, most informed senators that we can be. So we've already had the opportunity to participate in training sessions to learn about Senate, and I know that during one of these sessions we're going to talk about committees and like what each of them do, but I would really like to build on that and have the past committee chairs come to Senate and explain how their committee works and what their committee does. I think it would be super beneficial to not just get a brief overview of each committee, but have an actual in-depth conversation of the intricacies of each committee and what they do so we can all better understand the process and how each committee works. So when it's time, you know, for senators to pick their committee that they want on, they can have make like really informed decisions and be engaged throughout the whole year with that. And also just to know the different aspects of SGA and what we do is so, so important. Also this past year, in order to save time, we went from like oral committee reports to strictly written committee reports that were just in the minutes. And let's be honest, like no one read those. Sorry, Jonathan. And we had no idea, unless you were on that committee, we had no idea what was going on in the other ones. So I just like to go back to oral committee reports, just, you know, 30 seconds, 1 minute tops, like, hey, this is what we did this week, these are the proposals we heard, and this is what we're gonna do next week. Just so like we all know like what SGA is doing and what's going on. So then, you know, for example, Prithvi like says, hey, we wanna increase so-and-so. We're not super surprised. We've been through that process and we've been engaged throughout that whole time. So another thing I would like to do is have a previous legislation review, and this has never been done before, but I think it would be really cool to do. So during Senate to have like a short overview or highlights of what we did the previous year and like the legislation that was passed. That way we can just be more informed of what SGA has done in the past, and then we can build on that and just continue to have these conversations and build on what we've previously done. So lastly, I would like to have monthly lunch and learns. I think this would just be a time, like over the lunch hour, that SGA and the student body as a whole can come and gain in-depth knowledge on a specific area. So I was just thinking of, like, for example, I think that it would be really cool if Sue Peterson came and she talked about, like, the State House and, you know, what's going on and how that affects students and how that affects the university as a whole. Or like another idea I was having was, what if we had like the community like success center, like the university success center come and talk about resources? And I think that'd be really beneficial, just not for like us to learn, you know, the resources that are available, but to, you know, when students come to us or constituents come to us and they're like, hey, I have this problem, where can I go? We'll be able to better direct them to where they need to go. And I think these opportunities will just help us become, you know, better, more informed senators. And I think that's at the end of the day, that's what's most important. So these are just some of my ideas that I think I would like to implement or emphasize. I would do a great job as speaker, and I would really appreciate your support this next Thursday. Thank you, and with that, I'll stand for questions.
With that, some questions tonight, and then follow-ups next week. Sweet. Awesome. With that, are there any questions for Senator Tuttle? Senator Valdez.
So speaker's going to be in charge of, obviously, facilitating the entire meeting. What experience do you have facilitating meetings that are large, such as Senate?
Yeah, definitely. So I've never, of course, been speaker before, But I've been in this legislative body for like 2 years, and I think just being there and knowing the process is really important. Also, you know, I was a big part of like other committees. I was a vice chair of governmental relations, and we got to do a lot there. Also, I'm in different organizations on campus where I've had the opportunity to lead meetings, and I think that's a really good opportunity to have to better prepare for this role. Thank you.
Further questions? Senator Brown?
Do you have any experience on the tuition and fees strategy committee, or any like ways that you would be involved with that as co-chair?
I have not been on the tuition and fee strategies committee, but I think I do a great job, and I'm a really fast learner, and I'm sure I could pick it up.
Senator Carpenter?
You mentioned creating a new role or liaison for someone to be in charge of communications,
Mhm.
specifically for the legislative branch. What other responsibilities would that individual have, or would it just be social media?
Yeah, definitely. I think that we really need to focus on outreach as SGA. I think that's one thing that we really struggle with, like I said. So yes, I think social media would be a big thing. I also think like helping with the SGA newsletter would be good. Like I said, promoting different events that SGA holds would also be a really good thing. So just things like that, just communication and making sure we're getting the word out there so that we're not just in this body, but we're actually reaching out to the whole entire student body.
Senator Petty?
A follow-up on that last question. Do you picture this liaison being a student senator, or being kind of in the role as like secretary and parliamentarian where they're not a senator?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that previous SGA experience would be really great for this role, but I don't think it should be required. I think, you know, everyone knows how to, you know, be on Facebook, be on Twitter. But I do think that having that experience would be beneficial. It could be the secretary. I thought like maybe we could just have the secretary focus on outreach. That's one thing that I've heard a lot of talk about. But like this last year, we didn't get the secretary position filled till October. Yeah, so I just don't think that. I think that if we create, yeah, you've been doing great, and so I think that just having this position would be super important for outreach.
Senator Valdez?
Another important role of a speaker is being a leader of SGA, which involves being involved with the shared governance model. What experience do you have talking to administrators and collaborating with administrators to get tasks done?
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good question. I think like with all of our committees and everything that we've been a part of, we've had to collaborate with administrators, and I think that's so important to work together. And so we're on the same page and doing that. And we've done that a lot in SGA, and I think that experience will really help.
Are there further questions? If not, thank you very much, Senator Tuttle.
Yeah.
We will bring in our next candidate. Faith?
Yeah.
Would you tell Ryan to come on in?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome, thank you. Anybody know any cool jokes?
Jonathan.
What's
I know a lot of jokes about cows. Oh, it's pretty much
No. I knew what was
All right, Senator Kelly, you have 10 minutes whenever you're ready.
All right. So first, huge shout out to Senators Kidd and Thomas for passing out the flyers. Appreciate that. So first, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ryan Kelly. I'm a sophomore majoring in communication studies from Overland Park, Kansas. For those of you who do know me, hello again. So tonight, you all know why I'm here, but contrary to popular belief, I'm not just here to swoon you, to try to convince you to vote for me, and the like. I'm here to talk about the role of the Speaker of the Student Senate. So first, I kind of want to talk about that role in a more traditional sense. When you look at the bylaws, it lists a list of duties that the Speaker of the Senate has to follow, right? The things that they do. So I want to touch on a few of those and why I feel that my experience in SGA really qualifies me for that position. So first is experience chairing an SGA committee. The Speaker of the Senate co-chairs Tuition and Fee Strategies Committee, but also chairs the Senate Executive Committee. I was lucky enough to be appointed as the chair of a special committee on membership this year by our Speaker of the Student Senate. And with that experience, I made agendas, I did a lot of background work, and I think that that's something that's very vital to the role of the Speaker of the Senate. In addition is that Tuition and Fee Strategies Committee. That committee, I would argue, is one of the more important committees that our Student Governing Association has. We hear proposals from deans on tuition increases and fees increases. I was honored to be able to be selected by the College of Engineering to be the representative on that committee. I voted on structural changes to that committee and have really made some decisions that I think give more power to each individual college. So with that too is legislative experience. The Speaker, I mean, obviously controls the culture of Senate, and they really understand everything that's going on. This year, I've authored everything from resolutions about the Multicultural Student Center to bills that changed the intern program. I really think that this experience gives me insight into how things kind of function as a Student Senate body. And lastly, I want to touch on one more role that the Speaker of the Senate has, which is relationships with administrators. I know that Dr. Pat Bosco is sitting in the back of the room right now. Individuals like him, the Speaker of the Senate works with consistently. Monthly, bi-monthly meetings with him, and then also President Richard Myers are crucial to the work that SGA Exec does. As the chair of the Kansas Board of Regents Task Force this year, working alongside Jack Ayers, our previous student body president, I've really had the opportunity to get a lot of FaceTime with President Myers and talk to him a lot about ideas in Student Senate, but then also at the statewide level. With those traditional roles, though, I think that it's very clear that the look of this room has changed from just a week ago, right? People in these positions are a lot different than they were last year, and I think that that's a good thing. So I think that this position needs to transition as such. We can't be thinking of it in that traditional sense anymore. We need to go beyond that. We need to push for more solutions. We need to push to be inclusive. And I think that I bring that to the table. I'll share a quick personal story where I think that I demonstrated that kind of talent, right? With the Special Committee on Membership this year, we looked at the SGA intern program. I know a lot of students are in this room that kind of benefited from the Special Committee's work. We put together a trial run of sorts of maybe what a potential intern program would look like. We called it the Accelerated Fellowship Program. We brought in students to SGA, students who had really never seen SGA or heard about us, and we empowered them and we gave them the tools they needed to succeed. Then we took that Accelerated Fellowship Program model and incorporated it into the new intern program and proposed it as a bill, which ended up passing about 2 or 3 weeks back. So this fall, we will see an entirely new intern program just because of the work of 13 individuals who said, we have a problem. I think that that kind of mindset needs to be brought to legislative leadership next year. So I really want to hit now some of the little points that I have there in the pamphlet. So kind of my ideas I found almost fitting into 3 different themes. And I kind of like to think of them almost as a continuum. First is access. As I stated, I chaired the Special Committee on Membership this past term. With our recommendations for the future, we recommended a special committee on education, a committee that would serve to support the intern program, but that would also identify other mechanisms for us to educate students as to what we're doing as a Student Senate body. A lot of conversations surrounding a senator being appointed as a communications person, or even having a committee be a communications kind of point people for Student Senate, I think will be addressed in this committee. So I think that moving forward, this will be a very proactive means to have those kind of conversations. Second with that is the Student Senate Handbook. The Accelerated Fellowship Program in particular, we made little folders with kind of handouts. And I know that you guys got a handout tonight in the new senator trainings, but really institutionalizing a handbook that has the same documents every year, that is almost a how-to guide of Student Senate. And lastly, with access is clarifying Senate positions. When we send out applications, I know earlier that our student body vice president and president talked about this a little bit with cabinet applications. In cabinet, they say what those positions do, right? But in Student Senate, we kind of fail in that aspect. And I think that we can do a lot better. And then under empowerment, I really think that as the Speaker of the Student Senate, the most important role that I can serve is empowering you all as student senators. Senator Trainings was a new program this year modeled after the Accelerated Fellowship Program. I think that that's huge. I think that putting that in the bylaws as the responsibility of the outgoing Speaker and Speaker Pro Tempore is going to ensure that we have this level of education and empowerment for years to come. With that too, I would love to implement a committee rotation. The third meeting of this term, so we're in the first now, the third meeting of this term, I would love to have our newly appointed chairs of committees hold small group sessions where we go around and talk to them about their vision for the committee and about why us as student senators should serve on those committees. So that way when we say, I want to be on this committee next year, we're making an informed decision about what we want to do. And lastly, with empowerment, I think it is absolutely vital for me as a Speaker of the Student Senate to serve in a supporting role for all of you. I need to be present, I need to be accessible, and I need to do whatever I can to make sure that your ideas are being brought to the table in an effective way. They're not my ideas, right? I serve in a supporting role of you all. And the last kind of category that I thought of was engagement and improving the avenues in which you all engage with the student body. So first, again, is advancing the intern program. Huge change from last term, and I really think that we absolutely have to include these new students coming into this room. We opened up the doors to students to say, you are welcome, but we need to have follow-through as a student senate body. And I think that when you talk to interns from this past term or individuals who participated in the Accelerated Fellowship Program, one person saying, come sit by me, come talk to me, come ask me a question, has a profound impact on how they see SGA. Second with engagement is Senate work groups. That's an initiative we tried to kind of do this last term during the fall, but there really wasn't that level of follow-through with that. These Senate work groups are almost small groups of senators, of judicial members, of cabinet members, and of students at large who come together and share their passions and say, I want to work on this initiative. A lot of student senators this last term said, I sit on this allocations committee. How do I advocate for outreach in student senate if I'm on an allocations committee? So I really think that this would give them that voice and that platform to be able to really advance these initiatives that they really are passionate about. And lastly, with engagement, I know that a lot of returning senators and returning interns are familiar with the allocations process. Things pass out of committee and are sent back to Senate. And the way that we do it right now is in the agenda, we have 12 allocations bills. They each have all the whereas clauses and they each have all the sections in them. I think that if we find a way to simplify those things, to take up less time in student senate, I think that that will make for a lot more effective conversation and honestly a lot more effective Senate meetings. There's not been an allocations bill, to my knowledge, that's been voted down in the past 2 terms. So I think that simplifying that process, not in a way that takes away the oversight that Student Senate brings to those conversations, but making it more digestible and a little bit more quicker, what I think serve to benefit the Student Senate body. So with that, that's kind of all I had. I would love to meet with any of you who have any questions or any comments about the things that I've brought forth tonight. I'm sure you can find my email, rekelly@ksu.edu. So again, I want to congratulate you all on being elected to Student Senate, and I look forward to working with you this next term. I'd love to stand for any questions you might have.
Any questions for Senator Kelly?
Not a senator.
Senator Valdez.
Throughout your speech, you mentioned that you want to work with other branches of government within SGA, not like actual federal government. But I'm kind of curious on what experience you have working across different types of branches in SGA, and any experience you have in those branches specifically.
Yeah, so the first thing that comes to mind, and I think Miranda stepped out, but so the Special Committee on Membership, I think, was a very interesting opportunity to be able to encourage that interbranch collaboration. Jonathan really gave me the authorization, Speaker Puchin really gave me the authorization to choose the membership of that special committee. And I formed it in a way that was very diverse. We had judicial members. I know you guys all know Rajat. He comes up here and talks during senator trainings. So Rajat was in it from judicial. Miranda served as the vice chair. She was a cabinet or a director, I guess, last year. And then there were also students at large. There was veteran students. There was students with disabilities. I think that was a really important opportunity to be able to have that platform to really be inclusive of all branches.
Further questions, Senator Bothwell?
So you mentioned outreach and continued outreach to like people not in the Senate a couple times throughout your speech. Can you just clarify that a little bit more? Because the only point that I think speaks to that is turn passion to action, but written down in front of me, but I think you mentioned it more times in your speech. Can you just clarify that a bit?
Clarify.
Like outreach, I guess, like to people not in the Senate.
So like what I want to do for outreach.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry. So what I will say is that I am not in a position to mandate added responsibilities to student senators or tell us what we should do. I'm not. What I more want to encourage as a student body is to set up avenues to have those kinds of conversations, right? Because collaboration is absolutely key to the success of the Student Senate. If there's anything I've learned this year, it's the value of process. So I think that the Special Committee on Education will really allow for having those conversations where they can really tailor their goals and their visions, kind of just like the Special Committee did this year around how we do outreach.
Senator Carpenter?
You mentioned quite a bit about this new structure for the intern program and all these awesome changes we're making. Aside from just bringing in the interns and these new faces to SGA and welcoming them and encouraging them, how would you as speaker make sure they're an integral part of our process here?
That's a great question. I think that there are a lot of things that we can do. Speaking back to my experience with the Accelerated Fellowship Program, I thought it was amazing when Speaker Puchin came to the Accelerated Fellowship Program during our legislative session. And I think that I would love to be invited by our intern coordinators next year to be a part of those conversations. Because I think that it's one thing to include these interns in Student Senate, but it's another to actually reach out outside of Student Senate meetings and have those kinds of conversations. So really, I think being involved in that process from day one of appointing those intern coordinators all the way up to selections of interns and everything in between would be how I would support that program moving forward.
Further questions? If not, thank you very much. Yep, you're welcome to. Awesome. With that, we will continue with the elections process next week. What's that, Bill? I think Ryan's ready to grab Faith. Yep. So, yeah. All right. With that, we do not have any minor allocations to approve, final action to consider, or introduction of minor allocations or introduction of legislation. So with that, we will move all the way to our second open period. Are there any second open period speakers?
I actually do have some.
Student Body Vice President Pitts.
Okay, so I don't actually serve in this capacity anymore, but tomorrow there is one final legislative review session. I'm really sorry to all of the old senators in the Bluemont Room at noon, and it's really important that you go because there's a lot of things going on in the legislature as we move into special session. It's really important that you pay attention to state politics because there's a lot going on. I guess Jack's not here anymore, so we can't talk to him too. But please come, it's at noon in the Bluemont Room, and bring your lunch. So that's it.
Any questions for Student Body Vice President Pitts? If not, further second open period speakers?
All right, hi guys. So like Faith mentioned in her speech, the position wasn't filled, or this position, secretary, wasn't filled until October. So if you're interested in being a student secretary, because I'm not going to be here forever, so sign up. If you have any questions about it, email me, text me, call me, come up to me after Senate. I'd love to tell you all about it, but seriously, consider it.
Any questions for Student Senate Secretary Doherty? If not, are there further second open period speakers? Senator Kidd.
Yeah, so I'll keep this brief. So part of my role, or my full-time job at the university is with the Alumni Association. I do student programs. So part of that includes coordinating our annual grad bash event for any graduating students. So Central Senators, we all represent our constituents in different colleges and whatnot. So if you could just help me just get the word out about grad bash, it's Thursday, May 3rd. It's my mom's birthday. Not that you guys care anything, but Thursday, May 3rd. It's from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. There's free food. We got you covered with all the different dietary restrictions. I'm a lacto-pescatarian, so we'll have food for my diet. But you guys should totally tell your constituents to come if they're graduating. Again, it's open and free for any graduating student. But prizes, Dr. Bosco will be there, President Myers will be there, all the cool administrators will be there, meet and greet with them and whatnot. So Thursday, May 3rd, 4 to 6 p.m. Thanks.
All right. Any questions for Senator Kidd? Senator Yoganandan.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, if graduate students volunteer for the grad bash, so we won't get to participate in the grad bash?
What?
If the graduate students help in volunteering with the grad bash, so won't we be able to participate?
Right, yeah. So if anyone is wanting to volunteer, I can definitely pay you with free food and Marcus points. They're not values, but yeah, if anyone's interested in wanting to volunteer and actually help run the event, I'd love to get some extra hands too. So just hit me up. My email is mkid, whatever the spelling for D is, mkidd@ksu.edu. So yeah.
Senator Valdez.
Wow, what can I redeem Marcus points for?
I mean, nothing. Sorry.
Any further questions? Any further second open period speakers? If there's no further second open period speakers, and there's no legislation to refer this week, with that, we'll move into second roll call.
Hi, me again. All right, Adams. Here. Alberts. Anderson. Here. Armstrong. Belk. Here. Bergston. Here. Bowler. Here. Bothwell. Here. Bowen. Here. Brown. Here. Carpenter. Here. Cole. Here. Cole Gleiser. Cruz. Here. Davis. Here. DeMoranville. Here. Dunfield. Here. Filbert. Gammon. Here. Grover. Here. Hammond. Here. Harp. Here. Heatherman. Here. Hildreth. Here. Hopfinger. Kidd. Here. King. Conrad. Leverett.
Here.
Kulkarni.
Here.
Sorry. Mari.
Here.
Morgan. Needry.
Here.
Orth.
Orzakowski.
I'm going to get one of these things. Helton. Penny.
Here.
Porter.
Here.
Riffle.
Here.
Roman. Smith. Spellman.
Here.
Spencer.
Here.
Hey, this also goes a little faster if you guys don't talk. Thanks. Sullivan. Here. Thomas.
Here.
Chumlin.
Here.
Tuttle.
Here.
Valdez.
Here.
Wessel.
Here.
Wilhelm.
Here.
Yoganandan. Cool. All right, thanks.
All right, with that, is there a motion to adjourn? Senator Needry.
I move we adjourn this meeting until next week, same place, same time.
Second.
Is moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. If there are no objections, we'll be adjourned. We'll see you later.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry we got the like messed up.
Please put your name tags on the table up here at the front, and I'll make sure they get filed.
I'd like to think that I watched it all the way out.
I didn't put it around.
You're coming, right?
Sean and Jordan. That would be another place to start.
I was gonna ask Bill, I was like, I know.
Reach back out and say, hey, I also
So I'm from St. Louis. If I'm on would you like mad at me that?
Random guy who showed up. Question. So there we go.
Oh, well, I would have no problem with somebody zooming in. Don't. Yeah. Because they're considered a separate. So interesting. I mean, so we stream every meeting, so we can share with them. But
Work out. Okay.
you have a I just gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it'll be worth it. I think it'll be fun. $20. For $20. I wouldn't do it for 40. I'd do it for 20. $20? No. Never will. Honestly, we could have made it.
And so their current person is actually getting like a concession.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Marcus said he's never like
But no, I'm just
He's not even okay. Sorry. You're not that.
Is he here rock too?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I really wanted to ask you, did you plan on
I mean,
and I literally, that's what everybody's for.
Oh,
Watch The Office. We talked about kick points. And there's, I really want to ask you what's that conversion factor for a kick point? And then I could see everyone who's watched it to like gauge it. So much skin.
Yeah, all the Academy, Station 19.
Okay.
Good Doctor, The Resident.
Yeah, you are on that.
Yeah, it's I probably should.
Somebody was like 8.
Probably the voice order.
Oh, that's nice. I'm totally candid about that. New LinkedIn
It's just the time to see one.
You have like put your hand up like you're actually talking or something. There you go.
But I mean, it's just like going from the opening theater to all the way back. Yeah, it's so much. Yeah.
Okay, kids, let's take a pic real quick.
Good luck.
Yeah. What? Those of us that showed up on time. What group is this?
But I share your concerns. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
That's the reason.
Come on. Do you want it like this?
That would be a Bill Harlan question.
Oh.